Welcome back to SwitchCorner, my name is Alex. Today let's take a look at the Nintendo E3 Direct, just break down all the trailers, give you my opinion on it all, and I want to hear yours in the comments down below. With that though, hit subscribe if you love the Switch, as much as we all do here, join our growing family, and let's get started. So first off, this was a seriously unique Direct. Now I can see why some out there may be disappointed in some of these announcements. For me though, we just got a ton of cool games, a ton of more unusual titles, games I didn't even believe at this point existed. And yeah, look, I gotta be honest, well, the ending, it was a little lackluster. Looking over this list today, I am really happy with what we got. First, Zelda fans, look, I can see why you may feel a little underwhelmed here. We closed the show with Age of Calamity DLC, which was relatively obvious. We got more Skyward Sword details, which we really don't need this close to launch. We got a Game & Watch, which I thought was cool, honestly, not that I'd actually ever play it. And then we got a 2022 release here for Breath of the Wild 2, and an incredible looking trailer. I think the big issue though was the wording before we got to the Game & Watch, where he said, "We don't have any further campaigns or other Switch games planned for Zelda's 35th anniversary." I know a ton of folks out there, you were dying for things like Wind Waker remakes, and I absolutely get it. So yeah, it's definitely not sounding good at this point, and I think that's going to leave a bitter taste in a lot of people's mouths. Outside of that though, look, overall 40 minutes, 29 announcements, that is not bad at all. They quick fired through most things, and it was one of the better shows of E3 this year, not that it had, let's face it, a whole lot of competition. Starting with things we already knew about though, we got highlight reels of Mario Golf, Tony Hawk, Monster Hunter Stories 2, Mario & Rabbids 2, which looks incredible, and then of course the yearly release of Just Dance, a game I could not care less about. We also then finally got Doom Eternal DLC as well. That is launching today. I'm all about that, and actually we even got Tekken for Smash, which I did not see coming in a million years. That was a real surprise, but I think he's a fantastic character to add to the mix. New trailers though, new games, that's what I'm all about for E3, and that actually leaves us with 19 games to cover. I do not think that is bad at all, and as I said, some serious cool hits in here. So first up, we got Life is Strange and Life is Strange True Colors. Played the first entry myself on the Xbox. They're well-loved games, kind of narrative adventures. It's all about people dealing with these supernatural powers, but also how that impacts their lives and their emotions. I was a little disappointed to hear at the end of this year, though I thought this might be a surprise drop today, but yeah, you can't win them all. It's looking at right around September currently, and I will be putting all known dates for all of these games at the top of the screen so you can check it out. Guardians of the Galaxy then from Square Enix. This is absolutely not Switch footage. How the hell this will even work on a Switch, I do not know. For me, this needs to be one or two things. Either it's Switch Pro, I'm going to say it. It didn't get announced today, unfortunately. I was quietly kind of hoping. But I also suspect this could just be a cloud-based release, because do remember Hitman 3 is a Square Enix release, and they went the cloud route with that one recently. Looks awesome though, check out a few trailers online. There's actually quite a bit of content out there now, but I'm really excited for this one. Worms Rumble, then I actually own this on the PS5. This for sure appears to be Switch footage we're getting. It's actually this fun little 32-player cross-platform brawler almost. It's got the trademark look though, it still feels very much like a Worms game. My concern here is this trailer actually seems to have frame rate issues, which is not going to be a good thing when you're talking about cross-platform online battles. I'll for sure be checking it out day one though, and hoping that is not the case. Astria Ascending then looked awesome. I have no idea about it, but the second I saw it, I knew I wanted it. The hand-drawn visuals, the fantasy world, it all just appeals to me immediately. The story here seems to be you're out to save the world from these beasts, but it just looks like something I would expect from the team behind Fallen Legion, and with the disappointment in their latest release, I'm hoping this can kind of fill that gap. 2 Point Campus then from the team that made the incredible 2 Point Hospital. Not a huge amount I can add here, you're managing a college with no doubt a weird sense of humour at the same time. If you enjoy games like Theme Park though, Theme Hospital, Roller Coaster Tycoon, this will probably be the one for you. They just nailed the overall vibe you'd expect from that management world. Mario Party Superstars then is the Mario Party we should have just gotten all along. Online from the start, first of all, not taking forever to add it in as content, tons more modes, and also classic maps. The last attempt on the Switch, let's face it, completely lackluster. It seems Nintendo went the easy route here though, and just kind of compiled all the classic content, and I'm not going to complain at that. I'll be jumping online with this immediately. It should be an absolute blast over on Twitch, and you can definitely expect coverage here on the channel. Okay, so let's quick fire through a few here that I don't really know a huge amount about, but first, Cruis'n Blast looked like a great arcade racer. Never played it myself, honestly, so let me know if this is a racer I should be psyched for. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is an open world brawler. From what I understand, it came out though on other consoles. I heard this was pretty weak, honestly, and no doubt you can probably pick it up this point for super cheap if you have like an Xbox or a PlayStation. Then we got Dangonranpa. It gets a 4-game collection. It's a series I played maybe years ago at this point, but I think I'm actually going to jump in on this one. It looked super unique, so I'll for sure be giving it a go. Outside of Doom's DLC then, the only other immediate surprise drop we got was Strange Brigade. This is a Rebellion game. It's a team behind Sniper and Zombie Army. It's actually a really fun game, especially when you jump online with friends. Think a wave-based shooter essentially, and I will have a review out for it on the Switch. The only thing I'm going to say here on this one was it was a budget release on other platforms, and I grabbed it myself for like maybe $5 to $10. So yeah, if it's like a game you really want, you've got to either want it basically handout or you have no other console. There's just no other real way, price-wise at least, to suggest it, because $40 for this game in 2021, it is honestly just a little bit steep. It was an obvious announcement then, but wARIOware is getting a new title. Recently, Nintendo asked in a tweet, would you pay $50 for wARIOware? If it was yes or no, I don't know, but that's the way they've priced it. I checked it out on the eShop. I mean, look, it's wARIOware. It's a ton of minigames, basically. There's a seriously kind of twisted sense of humour to it all. I'm just curious to see really how they maximise the hardware, because these games, they're known for kind of their creativity. Visually, it's for sure, like always, not winning any awards, but hopefully the gameplay means you really won't care. A fair few of today's games then just made me too happy, honestly. These last 5 games are the big ones for me, but kicking it off, Super Monkey Ball, Banana Mania, this is basically my childhood right here, and the fact they are remaking the best in series, that's 1, 2 and 3, this is a game everyone needs to add to their collection. It's incredible, it's addictive, it's challenging, you move the stage, not the ball. Just add this to the wish list. I promise you, you will not regret it, and I don't care what they price this at, I will be adding it to the collection. Then we got Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp, and just amazing. Tiny Metal actually picked up where these left off. Fans have been asking now for a long time to see it come back. It's basically this bite-sized tactical gameplay. They are classics. I'll even pick up 2 copies of this one, and I hope it just leads to like some sort of official sequel, because this is a game that should have never disappeared, and I don't know why it went away. SMT fans then, you cannot have been disappointed with this new trailer. The game looks just incredible. The world looks perfect. The cutscenes stunning. The gameplay just, yeah, everything about it just immediately won me over. This game being Switch exclusive is absolutely huge, and yeah, it's even dropping this year in November. It's so nice to see an official release date. I never actually picked up the recent re-release, but I'm going to be jumping on that now. This just got me incredibly psyched. It looks amazing, and I can't wait to learn more about it now over the coming months in the lead up to release. Our penultimate game of the Direct then, and by far the biggest surprise for me, you know, we got things like Advance Wars, we got things like Monkey Ball, that's impressive, but Fatal Frame, Maiden of Blackwater, I've seen people asking for this in comments now for a couple of years. It was actually a Wii U release originally. It's the 5th mainline entry, but this is a serious overhaul from like the looks of the graphics in this trailer. It looks stunning. It's kind of survival horror, camera in hand. It's going to creep the hell out of me. That is guaranteed, but this is honestly huge. They're actually giving love to what is a cult classic. It's absolutely deserved, and it's so nice to finally see it back. And the final game then, the big release of this Direct, Metroid Dread. Just thank you. While I wanted to see more Prime, like a lot of people out there, I'd much rather take a game that's coming this year. And this next entry in the 2D series, 19 years since the last one, just looks absolutely perfect to me. From the layout to the character design, I'm really hopeful with this one. I'm sure they're not going to disappoint. I'm kind of curious to see what price point they go with, but like, yeah, again, just count me in. I'm so happy to see Metroid back. Even the Amiibos as well. I don't tend to pick up Amiibos, but they looked awesome. Nintendo, you can just take my cash immediately. So overall, honestly, now I kind of reflect on it, I'm pretty impressed. When the show finished, I was a little underwhelmed. I think it was kind of the weak Zelda showing mostly that gave me that feeling. That said though, Breath of the Wild 2 looked incredible. Now we're heading to the skies as well, but I still expected more from Zelda for the 35th. I also kind of expected at the end, oh, but just one more thing, which never came. Having written out this list though of games, it's actually seriously impressive. There's very few that look weak, and they're paying a lot of love to cult classics and just generally, in my opinion, masterpieces. I mean, Advance Wars, Monkey Ball, Fatal Frame, Metroid, I'm absolutely sold. Now, I don't think it was the best show at E3. That crown, in my opinion, still goes to Microsoft. They just came out and absolutely crushed it this year, but it was second best in show, and I will absolutely take it. What did you all think though? What did you want to see? For me, the missing games were really, I'd say, Bayonetta, Kirby, Donkey Kong deserves some love, that's a guarantee, and I'm still waiting for Mario Strikers to come back. But as shows go, it's better than a lot of the directs we've seen recently. We even got a monster sale on the eShop, which I'll actually be checking out later today, and I'll link that in the comments down below when that video is live. With that though, hit subscribe if you love the Switch, as much as we all do here. Join our growing family, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.